So since the inception of this whole composition, right when I drawn it in charcoal, I was kind of a little concerned about the placement of this tree, this branch that was heading out into the open. And I had, this is where it was. I'd made it a little bit thicker. I'd moved it to the left slightly, only by adding more dark paint on the left-hand side. Still wasn't enough, It still seemed to just kind of, I don't know. It wasn't playing a big enough part of the painting. So, what I'm doing now is I'm going to stop being lazy for a moment, and I'm just going to get rid of the old one. As you can see, I've washed in the new one, the new trunk. We'll hope that that remedies things. Bob Goodnow, you had very diplomatically mentioned in the comments, I don't know, I think it was in the last video or the one before, I'm not sure. Maybe a small rocky island would be of benefit. I'm paraphrasing, I'm not quoting because I don't remember exactly. But I commend you on your observation, because I'm guessing you were talking about this large area, this large mass of water that would need to be designed in such a way as to suffice, for content in this area. I'm guessing you were talking about some rocks in here or something. I'm not sure. That's what I'm guessing. And you're right. It needs something. Yeah, I could just go ahead and do it with the reflections on the water, but I agree with you. I would like to, rather than have this be on the edge and frame what's here, I'd rather this be more a part of this. So by moving it over only slightly to the left, I think we're going to be able to manage that. I think that's going to work just fine. So I'm not saying this is the final iteration of the shape of this structure that's going to go out into the water, but it certainly is closer to what I want than it was. And again, I just keep painting over my wash-in with more paint thinner / turpentine / mineral spirits, whatever you choose to use. So that it stays, pretty thin. The consistency, the viscosity of the paint is quite light, so that I don't leave ridges behind. And when I revisit it with the knife, I think we're going to be okay. Anyway, yes, a rocky shelf or some stone sticking up would have worked, but honestly, that's the easy way out. And I would prefer to. And it's what I had in my mind earlier. It's just, I kind of prefer the challenge of seeing if I can make this water interesting enough. Now that we have this tree stump, this dead tree, heading out into the water, it will become part of this area of interest rather than just a dark framing of it. We're going to be able to pick up light. A lot of light can reflect on this. This whole trunk can actually pick up quite a bit of light against darker water, darker horizontal slices of water in it. So I think that's our solution. And, you know, I also appreciate somebody not too long ago said in the comments, I appreciate you making yourself vulnerable to criticism from your audience. And I believe in that because I'm, you know, yeah, okay. Unfortunately, I keep getting told that I'm teaching, and I guess that's kind of what it is. But I want to show you my mistakes, my misgivings. And if you ever come across, well, if you ever come across, you're always going to come across a lot of painters who, in their videos, will pretend as though everything they did was intentional, you know, and they never make mistakes. I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize in advance for the language, but bullshit. That's all it is bullshit. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes corrections. Absolutely everybody. So I think that's much closer to what we want. I know it's all dark. And, you know, from here on in, that'll be up to me to give it texture, feel, roundness, disappearing into the distance. Now it has more the vision of sort of something that's sticking up and going that way a little bit. I was hoping to push it as though it was going farther away. That's fine, I can do that. But for the moment, that's the appearance. I think when I stand back and I look at it, this is a much better composition. Due simply to the placement of this thing, moving it over to the left by what? 3 inches? 2.5 inches? I think the composition has improved greatly. And I'm very happy with it now. It doesn't sort of niggle at the edges of my stream of guilt. So yeah. Yeah. You know, this needs some refining, some grooming. You know, I don't like just these smooth strokes going off to the edge, but that's okay. Leave it with me, and I will improve on it. I'm just gonna get the whole painting in view here, so that you get a bit of an idea of what's going on. I know the camera, that yellow is just looking so garish to me right now. But you know, when you stand in front of it, real time, in real life, it's not garish at all. So, compositionally, that is definitely an improvement. And as long as every time you touch your painting, it's improving, that's a good thing. See you soon.